Hello, guys, and welcome back to the podcast. This is Paint the Town Dead, and I am one half of your host, Caitlin.
And I am 0.5 of your hosts. I am Andrew. 0.5 is the same as a half.
That was obnoxious.
Did people know that?
Yeah.
I just wanted to check because I'm known as a math genius.
Are you?
I got an A in business calculus.
That's actually pretty impressive.
That's a real story. I also dropped it the first time I took it because I'm not actually a genius. I had to work very, very hard to pass that class.
That's really good, though.
Yeah.
You know what? I took statistics, and I was happy for a C.
That's embarrassing. I definitely got better than that in statistics.
Listen, here's the story. Whenever I was younger in Georgia, I went to a private school. And
they didn't believe in math.
No, they heavily believed in it. Their curriculum was a lot farther advanced than public school because when I transitioned from private school to public school in 5th grade, they were doing things I was doing in 3rd grade.
That is always a story. Or yes. People who are like, I moved from Canada.
Yes.
And everybody was like 2 grades behind me.
Yes. And so I was like doing these math problems. I was like, this is really easy. So automatically that put me in advanced math when I started 6th grade here in Arkansas. And then I was in advanced math until I graduated. But I'm
confused here. You're saying you were in all these advanced genius math classes.
Not genius, just advanced.
But you got a C in this class that even I passed better than you. And that's embarrassing because I'm not good at anything.
Andrew, yeah. I am so bad at math. I have taken, I guess I went to nursing school technically 4 times, but it wasn't all the same.
I can't judge you about that.
It wasn't all the same program. It was different programs. It was all different nursing programs. Don't worry about it. I have different degrees and different levels of degrees in nursing. So
it feels like a secret brag.
No. I started from the bottom. I started from the bottom.
Degrees.
No, this is what happened. I did nursing school the first time, and then I dropped out halfway through it because I was like, I'm done with school. I'm tired of it. And then I worked 2 jobs for 2 years, and I was like, you know what? I think I'll go back to school now. And then I started in an LPN program, and then LPN to RN, and then RN to BSN.
Maybe like getting degrees at those levels is like degrees when you're talking about like a circle. It's like, 90 degrees, that's good. 180 degrees, you turned around. You're going backwards now. 360, there you go. You're back on the right track. There you go. You turned all the way back around. You're going.
It just took me a while. I got there. Anyway, all that to say, in every program, in all of those, there's some form of clinical calculations, which is the nursing math, basically. You have to figure like drip rates for IV drips or whatever in case the machine's down, and you have to figure out drips on your head, which I actually, fun fact, do have to do in the cath lab. I have to do clinical calculations in the cath lab. Anywho, but every single level, and conversions, lots of conversions, and then math from the conversions.
What, like ounces to milliliters or something? Yes,
ounces to milliliters. And
that's
then
obnoxious.
They use a lot of metric, of course, like milliliters, liters, and grams, milligrams. And then you have to know grains. I don't even remember what that is. It was an old way to measure, like, I think aspirin was the last thing that was measured in grains.
That sounds annoying.
Very. And it's a weird number.
And it also sounds like a good reason to move to metric.
That's why, if you've ever seen aspirin, they come in 81 milligram tablets.
I've never noticed that.
The baby aspirins are 81 milligrams, and the regular heavy whatever dose strength for adults is 325, which is actually 324 point blah 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 blah. That's because of the grains, because they converted it to milligrams because nobody used grains anymore.
That's weird that they still use that as their thing, their base or whatever, though.
Well, they just convert. I mean,
I know you can convert it, especially nowadays. You can just get on the internet and convert it easily. But it just seems, it's such an odd thing, I guess.
It is odd.
Like, why wouldn't you just be like, oh, we're going to do a normal number that makes sense?
Well, technically
it's been a bazillion years.
I mean, they converted to milligrams and rounded it off. So they didn't make it like a 324.64872 milligrams. You know, they're like, make it 325.
Yeah, we should move to metric.
I agree. It is a lot easier. Because let me tell you, the numbers are weird for like ounces, quarts, blah, 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 blah. All that is so weird and confusing. But milliliters...
That's the only part I know. That's the only one I know is like ounces to cup to quart to pint to whatever. Or pint to quart.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I know. Miles? I don't know, 5,000 something feet. I don't remember.
Here's what I can tell you. If you want to get your weight in kilograms, you divide by 2.2 from your pounds. Like, it's like if you're like 180 pounds divided by 2.2, and there's your kilogram weight. I have to do that one.
Thank you for saying that
every
I might
day.
be 180 pounds. That's very nice of you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And again, I would just use a calculator to do that. Even so,
well, that's what you have to do.
It doesn't even matter.
Oh, that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
But no, I'm talking about like conversions, like where you do like, I don't know. It's all complicated. But the point is that every time it came to they're like, in every test, we're going to have clinical calculations questions. You just have to be on top of it. You just have to know it. In every test, we're going to work in 5 problems of clinical calculations. I sweated so hard on those questions because I'm so bad at math.
But I don't understand how you went from being advanced math to bad math.
Listen, the whole point was, how was I in advanced math? The only reason why is because I was 2 grades ahead when I started. And so it automatically put me ahead. I don't think I ever got like an A+ in math.
I don't know. I'm wondering. It seems like you lied to people.
About what?
You were faking it till you made it on that math stuff.
I don't make these decisions.
That's what happened there.
I just gave it my best, and they're like, it was really good. And then I caught up, and they're like, why aren't you smart anymore?
And you were like, I never was.
It's joke's on you, people. You're stuck with me.
I fooled you all.
Yep.
I made fools of you all. What was it? I'm thinking of a wrestling thing.
Oh, I don't know.
Where they revealed that Vince McMahon was the higher power, and he's like, I fooled you all. My daughter bought it. It's like, my family bought it.
I have no idea.
It's so dumb. It's.
I have the higher ground now, brother. Haha.
Man.
Star Wars.
Tell me what we're doing today, though.
We are. We're going to talk about how I got a sunburn real quick, because you told me to mention that.
Okay.
I got a sunburn.
That's embarrassing.
And it's only March. I got a sunburn yesterday.
And I was telling you last night it felt like the fall.
What?
Yeah, like last night it felt like the fall to me.
Oh yeah, and you're like, wait a second.
I was like, this feels nice.
It's not
nighttime feels good.
It's not the fall. It's not the fall, Andrew. It's the spring. But my allergies say it's fall. Also spring.
You mean, okay, there you go.
It says they're both, because my allergies are terrible in fall and spring.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
I am embarrassing.
Yeah,
I
feel that.
Okay.
Amen. Let's drink to that.
You know what's embarrassing, Andrew?
What? Being me?
I'm pointing at you very hard. Doesn't say the trip we took to Magnolia that one time. That was embarrassing.
Let's not talk about that.
Okay. No, but we are going to visit Magnolia today in our story.
Oh.
Kinda, sorta.
I already hate it because I hate Magnolia.
You do. Only for that one story, which nobody will ever know. Okay. So for our story today, in all seriousness, we are headed to McNeil, Arkansas, which the closest like actual city other than that to it is Magnolia. So it's not too far from Magnolia, not far from El Dorado.
That's
right.
We are Arkansas. We say El Dorado.
We are in Arkansas. You are right. You're right.
I think I've brought this up before.
You have 100%. Yes.
But I have a bone to pick with El Dorado and their high school teams.
They get that kids who graduate from El Dorado get their college paid for.
No, not that.
But that happens for real.
It does. The El Dorado Promise, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
My problem is that they are a town called The Gold, or Golden, however it translates.
What? Oh.
El Dorado.
I see.
Their teams wear purple.
Why would you not wear gold?
Why wouldn't you? Ridiculous.
Is their secondary color gold?
No, it's just like purple and white or purple and black, basically.
That was a missed opportunity.
And also their logo is straight up just the Kansas State Wildcat logo. Also, they're called the Wildcats.
Oh, okay.
And Kansas State wears purple.
Why would they not be the Miners?
Or something cool.
Gold Rush. How about the Arkansas Traveler?
Well, that one's taken. But just be like El Dorado or something other than Wildcats. That's lame. But also just have gold. That's my bone to pick with El Dorado.
Their mascot should be the 2 guys in that one movie, Road to El Dorado.
It should be the lady in that movie.
You need to calm down.
You're right. Those are minors.
I'm
in like young people. They're high schoolers. They don't need to be.
I'm trying to fact check you.
On what?
Gold?
El Dorado?
No. Gold.
Gold or golden?
Gold in Spanish is oro. O-R-O. At least that's what Google has told me.
El Dorado, that movie, it's the city of gold. I'm telling you.
Well, the only reason why I was fact checking it is because I figured, here's my thought process, okay? I figured Spanish is probably related to a Latin language, right? It is a Latin language. Is that correct?
That's probably right.
Kind of like French and Spanish.
Whatever the...
Romantic,
yeah. Uses a romantic alphabet, I think, or Latin alphabet, whatever the term is.
Right.
Also, I just want to say, I Googled El Dorado in English, the golden.
Okay, well, I'm just
Masquerada Dorado. He's golden mask. That's a wrestler.
Oh, okay. Well,
Lince Dorado.
You didn't let me finish.
It's golden links.
You didn't let me finish my story. Here's my thought process. Okay, I figure they're based on Latin, right? And arumque is gold in Latin, and the periodic table symbol for gold is AU.
It is AU, yeah.
So I was thinking arumque. Well, that's nothing like Dorado. So
El Dorado means the golden, according to Google Translate.
Huh. Well, maybe, I don't know. Gold and golden, I guess, aren't related.
Or
maybe golden, like, we think of something golden as like gold-ish. You know what I mean? And maybe for them, like, golden translates you to like light or like bright or something like that. You know what I mean?
I guess. I don't know. I'm just telling you. I know at least 2 Mexican wrestlers who have Dorado in their name, and it means golden whatever. Golden mask or golden links, depending on who it is. Suck it.
Boom. Okay, whatever. Let's get back to the story, okay?
Please. Okay. I'm sorry.
Wow, that was a tangent.
This is all my fault.
Okay.
McNeil, Arkansas. That's where we're going to today. It's near Magnolia, Arkansas, sort of near El Dorado. Don't worry about El Dorado as much, I guess.
Yeah.
Please don't worry about it.
We already worried enough about it for everybody. Okay, and then in McNeil, Arkansas, we're going to be kind of talking about Nena Bolton today and the crimes she committed. So Nena grew up and lived in McNeil, Arkansas. Like I said, near Magnolia, El Dorado, blah, blah. At the time of our story, she lived in McNeil with her son, Robbie McCallie, who she'd had with somebody in a previous relationship. And they lived in a rental property owned by her grandfather and the long-term mayor of McNeil, Ralph Ward. Now, Ralph had also served as McNeil School Board President, a Columbia County Deputy Sheriff, and McNeil City Marshal. So, dude is well known, dude is well liked.
Sounds like a small town where just like one guy does all the things.
You know, yeah, he was very involved with the community. And I think I read somewhere that he was the longest serving mayor in Arkansas, at least at that point he was. Somebody might have beat him, but at that point he was. So, a little factoid. So, Nena was kind of known to have relationships with a lot of men in McNeil, and most of them were kind of short-lived. And she went through a series of marriages that all ended up, for one reason or another, like falling apart. But each time a relationship ended, Nena would turn to Ralph for support, and he did support her. He loved her and he supported her. Robbie, her son, stated that his mother never really had a career, so supporting herself was very difficult. So that's why she lived in like Ralph's rental properties, and Ralph kind of basically paid her, you know, just kind of gave her money basically. So Nena began dating local sheriff deputy Larry Bolton, and the two were married in 1992, about a year later. So things were kind of looking up for Nena, at least for a time. Yeah, dun dun dun.
Sounds like Behind the Music VH1, where it's like everything was going great until, and then commercial break.
Dun dun dun. So after the nuptials, however, Larry and Nena argued just more and more, and their arguments were mostly about Robbie and money, and they just kept escalating. So in 1993, Larry retired from his job at the sheriff's office and began working for Ralph at the city water department, and he kept that job for a while.
So Ralph also worked at the city water department?
Yes.
He was
a jack of all trades.
He just worked everywhere in this town.
Yeah, he ran the whole town single-handedly, period.
Sounds like it.
So not long after this, Nena, after Larry began to work for Ralph, Nena won a lawsuit for $200,000 against a local grocer for a slip and fall incident. And this influx of money provided Nena and Larry some financial stability, but with it came some instability from Nena herself. Larry told friends and family that Nena began acting pretty erratic after that. And it didn't give examples, but basically she just started to act unstable and erratic, not normal. So in the summer of 1998, Larry packed his bags, telling his brother Larry and Terry, that he was headed to Texas to get away from Nena, stating, quote, "I just got tired of sleeping with one eye open and I have to get out of here." So
that does sound like a bad time.
Yes, it sounds like a very bad time. So he got out of Dodge. So when Larry left, Nena became desperate and she made a plan. This was her plan, to file for divorce, which would force Larry to return to McNeil to sign the documents. And her plan worked.
Is there not a thing called the mail?
I think some things, yeah, probably. I don't know. But maybe back then it was different. I don't know. I don't make the rules. I was 8.
That's fair, I guess.
Yeah. So her plan worked. In September, Larry returned to McNeil to sign the divorce documents, to pick up his last paycheck, and to collect the belongings he still had at the house that they had shared.
Again, could they not have mailed his last paycheck?
I don't know. I guess not. You'd have to take that up with Ralph.
He's
the man that runs the town. Yeah. So Terry advised Larry. That's a funny sentence. But Terry advised his brother Larry.
This is just making me think of Parks and Rec with Jerry, Larry, Barry, Terry.
Oh, yeah.
That's all it's making me think of now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. So Terry advised Larry not to go back to the house without a police escort to ensure his safety. Larry brushed off these remarks, and on September 15th, 1998, he went to the house he and Nena shared to collect his belongings.
I don't like where this is going with the fact that he left off the police escort thing.
Yeah, he said it would be fine. He's his own police escort since he worked at the sheriff's department.
Sure.
No.
Yeah, that'll work.
That works.
I'm sure that's how, I don't know, when the KKK was running around, I'm sure Ulysses S. Grant was like, I'm my own army. I helped burn Georgia. Or did he?
I don't know.
No, I'm thinking of Sherman. Oh, well. Different thing. Anyway, but I'm just thinking of Grant being like, I'm my own army. I'll go do it.
Do my own self.
No, the army's a different thing than just you, Ulysses S. Grant.
Yeah. So, sorry.
I'm sorry for whatever I'm talking about.
So a few short hours later, Terry's son, Josh Bolton, so that's Larry's nephew, Terry's son, Josh Bolton, responded to a 911 call placed by none other than his former Aunt Nena, who claimed to have shot Larry during an argument over a settlement check. What? So when first responders arrived to the scene, they found Larry dead on the floor, face down on the floor. They said it was in a hallway. And he had a soda in his hand. So they found him dead on the floor with a gunshot wound to the head. And a hysterical Nena was taken to the local hospital for evaluation. Nena stated that the two of them, her and Larry, had an argument that became physical. She said that Larry confronted her and demanded money, threatening her life, and that he began hitting her. And she also claimed that Larry poured pills down her throat, showing mercy only when she promised him more money that she got from her settlement. She claimed self-defense against Larry, which seemed kind of like an odd story since the gunshot wound was to the back of Larry's head. So he gonna turn his back and then you gonna shoot him? Doesn't seem like self-defense.
No, and I'm pretty sure there are laws about you don't get to shoot people who are fleeing also. There's a whole thing.
Yeah, yes.
Typically.
Yes. So there was no evidence on Nena that would indicate a physical altercation between the two of them. While there were some pills at the scene, no other evidence could be collected to corroborate Nena's story. However, the murder weapon was also recovered, and it was a .22 caliber pistol that had been reported stolen from another resident of Columbia County, which is where McNeil is, by the way. When released from the hospital, she was immediately taken into police custody, and they quickly pumped her stomach because she said he forced all those pills down her throat, and the only pills that were in her stomach were a couple of Valium that she had received at the hospital. So Also.
So stuff that she got from the hospital.
Right.
When
documented that she got from the hospital. Yes.
Fun.
Yeah. So at her trial, she did go to trial. And at her trial, she stated that Larry was controlling and abusive. Quote, I had to clean the floors with a towel and have 2 cooked meals. He wanted everything in its place. When he pointed his finger, I knew that meant to go to my room and stay there. When he cocked his eye a certain way, I was supposed to shut up and say no more. I minded Larry, which is, end quote, something she said on the stand. 4 days into her trial, Nena changed her plea from innocent to guilty of second-degree murder. They took that deal. She was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Even with this conviction, however, Ralph Ward stuck by his granddaughter and supported her, even paying for new attorneys for an appeal. He footed the bill for everything. So with Ralph's money and all his influence in the area, Nena's first parole hearing was just 5 years into her 20-year sentence, and she was granted parole. Just like that. 5 years, done. Which is really nice.
God, where's Mike Huckabee to let her out already?
Yeah, dang it, Mike. Where'd you go?
What? Who's giving out this sentence? Jim Guy Tucker?
Ha-ha!
Yeah.
Take that.
References to the last
other
episode.
podcast episodes. So she was out. So Nena returned to McNeil and lived in another of Ralph's rental properties. While there, Nena began dating a neighbor, Shante Moochie Smith. That's his name, like a nickname.
Moochie seems like a bad nickname to have.
I agree.
Is that like he goes out to the restaurant with everybody, orders an appetizer, and is like, you gonna finish that? And just eats off your plate? Like, what? Who's this guy?
I'm picturing this as like an SNL thing, like, oh, Moochie.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Maybe he was a convicted felon and a fellow parolee. So who knows?
So, yeah, I'm curious how somebody ends up. I mean, there's that guy we did an episode on. His nickname was Jelly Bean. I have no idea why.
How do you get there? Yeah. So anyway, when Ralph found out of Nena's relationship with a kind of, sketchy kind of guy, he cut off his funds to Nena. Infuriated, Nena hatched a plan to see those funds return. So on June 15th, 2006, Ralph Ward was found beaten and stabbed to death in his home. Burglary was quickly ruled out as a motive, as really nothing of value was taken. Ralph still had all of his jewelry on, and there was still a $100 bill in his wallet, which was still in his back pocket. So that would be like the first place you'd look if you were going to rob somebody.
Right. You'd be like, where's your wallet, bud? I'm going to take the papers out of it.
Yeah.
I want to make that paper, and that's how I get that paper. Because I like Paper Boy from that show Atlanta. He's a rapper.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
His name's Paper Boy. Like paper as in money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
That first season's good. Anyway.
Okay. So this showed investigators that Ralph was specifically targeted, not Rob, specifically targeted for murder.
I've seen Law and Order.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime they're like, the victim's wallet's still there and there's still a bunch of money. It's like, this wasn't a mugging, then there's a motive here of some sort. We got to figure it out.
He was targeted.
Yes. I was about to say, like, I wasn't going to reference
that was
CSI Miami. I was going to reference old Law and Order. I was going to be like, if Jerry Orbach was there, he'd make a one-liner. Yeah. Jerry Orbach would make a one-liner of some sort. But
which one's he?
He was like the crotchety old man.
He was pretty tall, kind of hunchy.
Maybe, yeah. He was, I'm
going to look him up.
He was the dad of the girl on Dirty Dancing.
Yes. Okay. He played Lumiere in Beauty and the Beast.
That might be right. And he, I think in Dirty Dancing, he has a quote.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Jerry Orbach. He was one of the main guys on Law and Order for a very long time. Like regular Law and Order, not the sex crime one.
Wow, look at him when he was young. What a stud.
We should do that'll be something. Look up old people when they were young.
I love doing that. So it's like, oh, that's what, in Hook. Have you ever seen Hook?
Yeah.
When the kid's like grabbing Robin Williams' face and is like smushing it around, he's like, oh, there you are, Peter.
Yes.
That's kind of how it is when you look up at there's a big kid.
Oh, man.
There you are, Peter.
And I'm already there.
No, you're not. Shut up.
It's a hair problem.
A hair
Yeah.
A lot of people shave their heads.
You should look up. Well, I'll say this real quick and then we'll get back to it.
Okay.
There's a wrestler named Tommaso Ciampa.
Mm-hmm.
He made his debut in WWE as a fake lawyer who looks like he's 40 years old. He was 20.
You know,
and he's 35 now, and he looks like a deranged grandpa.
Why?
Because he started doing this thing where he grows his beard out. He doesn't dye it, so it's got the gray in it, and he's like letting his hair grow out, and so he's like bald. Balding? Yeah, he's been balding forever, and he looks like he's got to be like in his 60s, but jacked. It's so weird. He's so weird looking.
That's disgusting.
He's awesome though.
Okay,
big fan.
All right, we got to get back to him. Okay, burglary was ruled out. Ralph still had his money. Ralph still had his jewelry. So this showed investigators that Ralph was specifically targeted. That's how we got onto all that. Okay.
Right.
But who
Because Law and Order.
Right. Where did we go from there? Don't even worry about it. But who would
You looked up Jerry Orbach and you were like, young Jerry Orbach is sexy. That's what happened.
Okay.
It was your fault.
So who would stand to gain the most from Ralph's death? Come to find out, Nena would inherit nearly all of Ralph's estate upon his death.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like the second in command at the water department or
No.
literally anywhere else in the city would ascend to the kingship of the town.
Listen, this is a cool guy.
I know. It seems like he did everything there.
He did do a lot. Yes, he was a very accomplished gentleman.
If he died, I was going to become principal of the school. Like what?
School board president.
Yeah, he was on everything.
So she would inherit nearly all of Ralph's estate upon his death. And with no money of her own, this would be of great value to her. However, a crime scene this violent did not seem like something Nena was capable of. It was very, very violent, very personal and close up, and they didn't think she would have done it. So that's when a tip was called into the sheriff's office, which led investigators to Shantae.
A.K.A. Moochie?
That's right. Clothing was found near Lake Columbia, and it was clothing that was confirmed to belong to Shantae. He's the one that confirmed that it belonged to him. These clothes were covered in blood, which probably...
How did they confirm it belonged to him? Did he have his name written in it?
They asked him.
And he was like, I was looking for that shirt.
He was
what
like,
happened?
I think so when questioned, he confessed.
Okay,
that
makes more sense than my dumb idea of
Andrew.
I was looking for that jacket.
Oh yeah, there it is. That Nena confessed that Nena had come to him and promised him a large sum of money, over $1 million, if he would conspire with her to kill Ralph.
Sounds like he's trying to mooch off somebody.
Or maybe
he earned his name.
I don't know. He seems like he did some hard work.
He did some
terrible work.
did some of the work, but she was going to get the money, and he was going to have to mooch off the money from her.
It's true.
Siphon it from there.
So Shantae did exactly as Nena instructed. The night of Ralph's murder, Nena would take him out for ice cream. But before she did, she said she would cut the screen of a window and leave the window open, like unlocked, for Shantae to come through to lay in wait for Ralph to return and then jump on and murder him. Come to find out, he was stabbed multiple times with a knife that was there at the house. And Ralph was beaten over the head with an ashtray that Shantae also found.
So he didn't even bring like his own weapons? No. He just was like,
weapons
I'm going to wing it?
Yep.
That seems like a bad idea. And obviously it's a bad idea because he got caught and confessed.
Yes. So after Shantae's confession, Nena was arrested, but she refused to give a statement. Nena was soon tied definitively to Moochie's story after he described a specific unique tool, which it didn't tell what it was, but it was a specific unique tool that she'd used to cut the screen, and that tool was found in the trunk of Nena's car. And there was other evidence as well.
I wonder if that's one of those things where they're like, we don't want people getting ideas about cutting screen doors or screens off windows.
I don't know.
That's odd. Or it's probably just like, it was scissors or something. It's not interesting. I don't know.
I think it was something unique. It said it was a unique tool. Like it was kind of a one-of-a-kind thing. So in 2007, Nena pled guilty to first-degree murder and was given a 25-year sentence, eligible for parole in 2036, which it is unlikely she will see that parole date.
Right, because the nuclear war would have happened by then.
Well, maybe because she was 50 in 2006 and Shantae was 27. So Shantae was also arrested and charged with first-degree murder and burglary to get a combined sentence of 45 years, which is like Why did they not get the same sentence? I know his were two combined ones. But
That's always a good question. Why doesn't somebody,
pretty sure it's race.
It could be. It very well could be.
Yeah.
I mean, we have I always think of the Keyhoes, that episode, because Cyclops he's literally dead now.
Yeah.
He was executed, and he was not the mastermind of the crimes.
Right.
And supposedly was not even the one who killed a child, because he was like, I'm not going to kill a child. That's too much. And Chevy Kehoe was like, I'll do it. And he has a lesser sentence.
Isn't that wild?
And it's probably because Cyclops, he looked like a thug. He had SS Bolt tattoos on his neck.
Yes.
He had one eye.
Yep.
Because he lost the other one in like a bar fight or something.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah, so
who knows?
There's
lots of factors.
There's something to it.
Yeah.
Something to it, the way you look.
Yep. Probably also, well, who knows? I don't know what his felony convictions were. I mean, but Nina's was second-degree murder, so that's pretty bad. But,
right.
But also, he had 2 combined charges. Hers was just 1, so that probably made her
I guess.
But anyways, that's the story. That's the story of
about that. Nena Bolton seems like a rotten person.
Yeah, she's pretty rotten. Also, she looks exactly like John's mom. It's weird. I sent him a picture today, and I said, this looks like your mom. And he said, oh my gosh, who is that? And I told him, he was like, it's not my mom. I was like, yes, thank you. But
I assume so. On account of her not being in prison.
Seriously, like doppelganger, like for real. It's weird.
That's fun.
It's weird.
I saw you posted a picture of her.
I did. I wanted you to see those. So I got my information. Snapped, the show on Oxygen. They have an episode about Nena Bolton, so you can check it out there. That's where I got most of my information.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Is who's the guy in the camo in this picture that I'm looking at?
That would be Larry.
That's Larry? Okay.
I also found a picture of Ralph, but I didn't put it on there.
Okay. I was just curious.
Well, that's Nena. I don't know if that's her first or second mugshot, but that's one of her prison photos.
That feels like that's maybe the second. She looks pretty ragged right there.
Yeah, she was 50, like I said, in 2006 when the Ralph's murder was happening.
That looks like a 50-year-old person.
So probably your second one.
Yeah, because what would she have been before? Like 40?
40s, 30s, yeah, 40s.
I could see that.
I think it's a second one.
I could see that, but yeah, I'm gonna guess it's when she was 50.
We'll post it. Y'all can tell us what you think.
Yeah, that may even be the first way you see any of this. Who knows?
Who knows? So that was my story for today. Except
what?
I have a little bit more.
Oh,
it's not like a full story.
I was gonna take a break for a second, but okay, let's go.
I'm gonna keep going.
Let's party.
Okay. I also want to talk about Leslie. I don't know if it's Haag or Hogg. Haag.
Great question. Don't know.
I would.
Neither of those sound good either. Like, are you a hag or a hog?
But like German Haag or Hogg.
Hog.
Yeah, basically.
I don't know. Yeah.
Haag, Haag or Hogg. I'm not sure. A friend. There isn't enough. This is the case I wanted to do for today's episode, but there isn't enough information to do a full episode on her. But my friend Jennifer at work told me of her connection to this case this past week. And I read about it, and I was really affected reading about Leslie. And I at least want you all to hear Leslie's name and her story, too. It's short, but I want you to hear it. Okay?
Let's do it.
All right. So on November 1st of 1985, Leslie was just 14 years old when she went missing. She was an 8th grade student at Darby Junior High School in Fort Smith. On Friday afternoon, which is November 1st, after coming home from school, she asked her mother if she could go out for a walk near the Bailey Reservoir. Her mother conceded. Sometime between like 5 and 6 is when Leslie went, and Leslie promised she would be home in time for dinner. But dinner came and went, and as darkness drew ever closer and Leslie still had not returned home, Leslie's mother and stepfather began searching for her around the reservoir. At around 8 p.m., the two of them found Leslie's body at the bottom of a ravine on the southern side of that property, and they promptly called the police to come investigate. The state crime lab autopsy revealed that Leslie had been strangled with a shoelace from one of her own shoes. There was not much evidence at the scene. Leslie was still clothed, although police noted her clothes had been, quote, moved around. They looked disheveled and moved around. And police found buttons from her shirt, as well as an unopened 6-pack of light beer near her body. Her shoes were never recovered, the shoes where the shoelace was from. In 2015, 30 years after her murder, Leslie's father gave a heartfelt interview to local media that DNA advances would help to solve Leslie's case. He was hopeful and confident about it. His theory was that Leslie had been picked up in a car and that her body was dumped there. And he said, in 2015, he said, you know, I was reading this article and it said, like, they say you only live to how old your biological parents did. My parents were 87 when they died, and I'll be 87 next May. So he went to his grave in 2017 at 88, not knowing who murdered his daughter. He was buried with her in the Fort Smith National Cemetery. This case is still unsolved, and I believe it is a solvable case, and that somebody knows something, because somebody always knows something. Somebody did this, and they told somebody, and they have a duty to come forward and confess and give this family peace. She still has lots of family around the area. But anyways, if you have any information at all, please call the Fort Smith Police Department at 479-709-5100. Andrew can put that in the show notes. But reading about that, I was just like, it's so sad. I read somewhere where there's been 12 unsolved homicides since 1985 in Fort Smith. And this is the case that started those 12 cases. And it's just really sad. She was so young and she was so close to home, and it happened so quickly. 3 hours tops, between her leaving for her walk and her parents having to find her. So, anyways, I was just touched when I read it. And I just, even though I can't focus a whole episode on it, there's not enough information, I still wanted everybody to hear it and know her story, and to urge anybody to come forward that knows something.
All right. And the number will be in the show notes. So
very good. What you looking at?
Are we starting again?
Let's do it.
Okay.
What you looking at?
This is all staying in. So first of all, I want to talk about Mortal Kombat, specifically Mortal Kombat 11.
Is that the one that's coming out?
No, it's the game that came out last year or the year before.
I can't believe there's still Mortal Kombat games coming out.
Oh yeah, and I played through the story mode, and it is amazing.
Weird, amazingly weird.
It's incredibly weird. I'm not going to spoil anything about it, but there's time travel, and there's a great part where modern day Johnny Cage, who is an actor, is going to fight past Johnny Cage, he was an actor, and he's more of a douchebag, and he wears sunglasses when he fights.
Ew.
And there's a part where modern Johnny Cage, who's like more mature, he's like, wow, I was such a douchebag. He slaps past Johnny Cage upside the head, breaks his sunglasses, and past Johnny Cage pulls out a different pair of sunglasses, puts them right on, ready to go. He just had those ready.
Oh my gosh.
It's so funny. But I just want to bring up Mortal Kombat 11 because I realized that it is the ultimate
Mortal Kombat.
It is the ultimate video game.
Okay. Because
it has every single thing you would think is cool in a game.
RPG.
Yes, it has something sort of like that. It has like some character building stuff.
Wait,
but like,
think about like no, Sneak Archer.
Sneak Archer? No, I can't think of a Sneak Archer.
That's
situation.
The cool thing for video games.
Think about like, okay, well, we're going to probably talk about Falcon Winter Soldier later. You remember that part where he's like, it's one of the three: androids, aliens, or wizards, right?
Yeah.
At least two of those things are in Mortal Kombat.
Oh my gosh. I have to sneeze.
Basically. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. So I was thinking about how like Mortal Kombat has every single thing that you could think is cool. Like, do you remember, like, okay, for example, what's a cool thing? What's a cool thing you would think is in a video game? Like a type of character, for instance.
A type of character. A Sneak Archer. Elf.
I'm thinking more like ninja.
Oh, then no, nothing.
Okay, so Mortal Kombat has ninjas.
Oh.
It has demons.
Oh.
It has karate men. It has Shaolin monks.
Oh.
Symbiotes. There are...
What's a symbiote?
Shapeshifter? Like two characters who are dependent on each other. So there's like a
symbiotic relationship.
Yes,
Parasitic,
exactly.
symbiotic.
I wrote down Native Americans. So there's like a character named Nightwolf who is like a bit too much of a generic Native American guy. Yeah. There's also Kotal Khan, who is like looks kind of like an Aztec. Like a lot of his stuff is Aztec based.
Okay.
Wizards / sorcerers. Those are in Mortal Kombat.
I mean, I dig that.
Gods. Like Raiden.
Okay,
He's like a thunder god, sort of like Thor. You've got...
The dogs are playing. Sorry about that.
Yeah, if you hear any noise, that's the dogs freaking out. There's also the elder gods who are above the regular gods, I guess.
Okay.
Crime syndicate guys.
Like Batman?
Just like gangsters.
Oh, okay.
Gangster type guys. Or like black market dealers. Which includes a guy named Kano who has a laser eye. Don't know why. Cowboys. There's a cowboy in Mortal Kombat.
What?
Sexy ninja ladies. There's sexy ninja ladies.
Oh my god.
Army guys, like with guns and stuff. They're called special forces. Generically, that's just what the group is called. They're like, we're a part of special forces.
Not like a special force of the army.
Yeah, they're not like, oh, we're Navy SEALs or we're Army Rangers. No, it's we're special forces.
We're special force.
We deal with Outworld stuff. Don't worry about it. Cops. Stryker. He's just a straight up cop. Also, cool. RoboCop is a special character in one of the games.
Weird.
Zombies / the undead in general. They're called revenants. Big deal in Mortal Kombat. Cyborgs. It's like robo people, which includes ninja cyborgs. Some of these categories will combine. Then you've got like monsters. So you've got like four-armed people like Goro.
Yeah.
He's a big four-armed man.
Big. Yeah.
Lizard people, such as the character of Reptile.
Oh.
And his people live underground, under earth. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Bug people.
Ew.
There's a character named Devora, and she's a bug.
Dislike.
She's like a hornet / person.
Oh.
Yeah. Sexy ladies that are secretly a scary monster. That's a category of type of people.
Is that the one with the scary mouth?
Yeah. So Melina, she looks like she's a sexy ninja lady,
with her
but
mask
then
on.
she pulls her mask off, and she's got a big old teethy mouth.
Yeah, it's scary.
And she's a scary monster lady who's sexy until you know too late.
Oh, she's not.
Centaurs.
Oh, cool.
Like Motaro.
Yeah.
He's a centaur man.
Okay.
And then you've got the other monster. These are all in the monster category I made. Tarkatans, which are like the character of Baraka. They have
Bama.
They have big monster faces, kind of like Melina. I don't think she's a Tarkatan though.
I think she's part Tarkatan.
Maybe.
No, I actually
You're just saying that?
No, I read it.
You're just making that
I
up.
am not. I'm 100% because I thought from watching it when I was a kid, I remembered a character like that. And I was reading all about Sub-Zero and then her backstory and everything.
Are you talking about from the movie?
Yeah.
Okay, Melina does not do any of that in the movie.
Well, her mom, somebody in the movie.
Katana. She's
Katana,
from Adenia. Gosh, you don't know anything.
Is Katana the good one or the bad one?
Katana's the good one.
No, it's the bad one.
That is... well, which movie?
All I'm saying is
Have you seen the second movie? Because that's the only place where the other sexy ninja ladies are.
Tell me her name. Katana?
Katana's a regular one. She gets turned into a zombie, though. She's like a zombie empress with Liu Kang, who is a zombie karate man. That happens in Mortal Kombat in the video games. I'm telling you. They just have everything in this.
That's weird. So Katana's a good guy.
Katana becomes a good guy, yeah. But she is from Outworld or Adenia.
Is her mom the bad person?
Her mom is the one who is resurrected in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and she's the one who has the great line read where she's like, "Too bad you will die."
Yes.
That's Sindel. Yeah. Yeah. So,
anyway.
So, yeah, Tarkatans, they have monster faces, and they also can, they have like sword arms.
Okay, she's Edenian.
I told you that.
And then, second time on Revenant.
Revenant, yes. Those are the zombies.
No, okay, it wasn't her. That's not who I'm talking about.
Melina. Mileena. That's the one to look up. She might be Tarkatan. She has like a face like a Tarkatan, but she doesn't have the sword arms, the sword stuff that comes out of her arms.
Stand by.
So that I don't know if she is Tarkatan.
She the one with the scary face. Yeah,
she doesn't.
That's
Yeah. What is her like species?
Species genetic experiment. Half Tarkatan, half Edenian.
Okay, isn't that what we said?
That's what I said. I said
you said Tarkatan. I think I said Adenian or maybe a combo. But yeah, they mentioned she is like, because she's like, I'm the heir to Shao Kahn, and then somebody else is like, you're a genetic experiment and not his real daughter.
Not true.
It's crazy. It is the wildest lore ever. And again,
okay, let's get back to it.
Every single they have like everything. It's like, you want army people and ninjas fighting? We got it. There's also blood and guts, obviously, cool stuff. Mm-hmm. There's time travel in Mortal Kombat 11. There's a character named Kronika.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also I don't think there's any pirates or Vikings.
Oh, see, I love those.
But they ride on a pirate or Viking ship on the way to Kronika's Island in Mortal Kombat 11.
Makes sense.
And they even have like a swashbuckling pirate fight.
Okay.
Again, I think they just like, we're going to do everything.
Yeah.
What's a thing? We're doing it. Demons, ninjas, cowboys. We're doing it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I don't think they've done aliens, though the other people are from other realms or worlds, so they may as well
Technically, they are aliens, yeah.
Wild stuff. I'm sort of excited for that movie.
I couldn't tell. Not at all.
I am cautiously excited about it.
Yes, please be cautious.
Because
I don't want you to get hurt.
Yeah, if it's bad, I'll just watch the old ones that are sort of, one's good and one's so good it's bad.
Very
or
bad.
So bad it's good, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I played through that, and I just wanted to mention that it has everything.
Everything. Literally everything.
Other than that, I finished Going Clear.
Oh, yeah. What'd you think?
I don't have much more to say about it, but man, it's good.
Yeah.
Check it out. I haven't watched the movie yet, but consider that, like, it's always like, the
Does
book
Leah
has...
Remini, does she narrate it?
No.
Thank goodness.
I don't think so.
You get a break.
Yeah. She doesn't narrate the book either. That was a different book.
Oh, okay.
I haven't watched the movie. It's on HBO Max. I found it. I saw it. It is definitively on there.
Oh, okay.
Just consider getting the audiobook, though, because it is 17 hours long.
Yeah.
The movie is 2.
Yeah.
One of those is going to have way more stuff in it. I haven't watched the movie, though, and I imagine I would watch it and be like, I know all this. I'm too good and smart.
Sounds about right.
Y'all don't know nothing.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So why don't you read us a thing or two that you've been reading or watching or looking at, whatever it is I say. What are you looking at? That's the thing.
I started the Throne of Glass series. Have you heard of it?
No. Sounds like somebody just smushed some words together.
Kind of. But it's okay. Well, the throne is actually made of glass, so guess that makes sense. But
we should have it fight the Iron Throne.
Yeah, who would win?
If you go by Skyrim rules, it's the glass one.
You're correct, sir. Very good. Very good. But so far, it's pretty good. There's multiple books in the series, so we'll see how it goes. I'm interested.
What's its deal? Is it just fantasy?
Yeah, fantasy.
Is there like a central conceit to it, like something weird where it's like there are 5 people and they're marked with destiny
kind of
tattoos on their face or something?
It's that kind of fantasy stuff. It's this girl who...
The prophecy.
Yes. It's this young girl who's an assassin. And she's... Not really too much has happened.
Gonna quickly just add assassin to my Mortal Kombat list here because that is in there.
You're welcome. So not much. There's something going on. She's taken to the castle, a glass castle.
Are there castles in Mortal Kombat?
She's taken to this castle and to become the champion of this king who killed her family. And
there are champions in Mortal Kombat.
Oh my god! And so the reason why she's being his champion is because she has been in prison and she'll get her freedom if she becomes his champion. Anyway, that kind of stuff. She fights people. Yeah.
Like she fights people for the king?
Well, kind of, yeah. Even though she doesn't want to, but she gets her freedom if she does.
Why don't princes fight the wars?
What are you talking about?
Lyrics from System of a Down. They're like, it's very political band.
Oh, okay.
Like, why don't the kings go fight the wars? Why do they send the poor?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good questions.
Anyway, anyways, I think it's going to be good. There's also some like supernatural element to it as, per the wizardry and magic and all that. And the Fae, you've heard of the Fae.
Like fairies?
Well, yeah. but it's called the Fae.
How strict are they about their magical rules?
Well,
is it like Star Wars where they're like, you can do whatever you need to do at any point in time, or is it?
I don't know yet.
Okay, so you're not far enough into.
There's just a little bit of possible supernatural element that's been introduced. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I've been reading. I'm almost done with the first book. So.
And what's that called? Throne of Glass?
Yes, and I started with it's a whole series. I started with Throne of Glass. I think that's the name of the second book. I can't remember the name of the first book.
You started with the second one?
Because I think it came out first.
Okay. Release order is the way to do things, I believe.
Yes. Oh, no. I want chronological.
Well, I think release order, this is like the infinite Star Wars debate.
Yeah.
Where it's like, should you watch episodes 1, 2, and 3 first? No. You should watch 4, 5, 6 first. Because those are what came out first. And 1, 2, and 3 build upon your existing knowledge of.
But what if the other ones came out first? You would know no different.
Whatever came out first is what you go with. Release order is what you do.
Yeah.
C.S. Lewis agrees with me. When he did Chronicles of Narnia, he had books that took place before books he had already written.
Right.
And he was like, you should read in release order because some of your knowledge feeds into what goes on in the prequel stuff.
I see what you're saying. At least there's only one book. I've read the Chronicles of Narnia in chronological and in release order, and I gotta be honest, my mind likes it better in chronological.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, some people think the prequels are better than the originals. Some people are crazy. It's weird, but but like, yeah, I am curious what it would be like if you got somebody who was like, here's Star Wars, but not the original Star Wars. We're gonna watch these prequels first and see how they're like. What?
But the story.
What do you mean Anakin's Vader? What do you mean he's a bad guy? What happened? What is this garbage?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right?
Okay, the Anakin Vader thing really lays
it would totally,
out.
Yeah, because like if you are familiar with the original, like when I saw the first Star Wars Episode 1, I had seen the originals a billion times. I knew all kinds of side stuff. I was like, Senator Palpatine, he's going to be the Emperor. He's a bad guy.
And you know that.
Anakin Skywalker, he's going to be Darth Vader. He's going to be a bad guy.
Yeah.
Qui-Gon Jinn, we've never heard from him. He's probably going to die at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That makes sense, the Vader. Because it was like such a big shock finding out that Vader is who he is. But then you watch it and you're like, no, I know that big moment's going to happen.
Yeah. Looking at Amazon, they say Throne of Glass is the first book. So
released.
Yeah. When they say books in this series, 1, Throne of Glass. Throne of Glass book series, book 1. Crown of Midnight. Throne of Glass series, book 2. So take that how you will.
What are the other names of the other books?
Then we've got Heir of Fire, Queen of Shadows, Empire of Storms. These are the most generic names I've ever heard in my life. Tower of Dawn, Kingdom of Ash.
I think that was the one that's like a prequel to the first one.
I think you go in whatever the release order is.
Okay, so I'm
go by the Amazon order, I guess.
That's
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, what else are you looking at?
I watched that animated Harley Quinn series on HBO Max.
Do you like it?
It's okay.
Okay.
It's like a comedy show mostly. Like it's wacky. And lots of they say cuss words and stuff. They're like, oh, we're wacky people. Like her whole thing is like, I'm trying to get into the Legion of Doom and all that stuff.
Well, I have really turned into old lady.
Oh man.
I think you know where this is going, Andrew.
Maybe.
Asleep by 7 p.m. I'm just kidding. No, that actually sounds wonderful. But I planted those plants in the pot. I think we talked about that last week.
Yes.
I will have you know, my wildflowers are germinating in both pots, which it said it would take about 7 days. So that's spot on. The other ones are going to take quite a bit longer to germinate. And I had to look up what germination means. It means when your seedling starts to make its little sprout.
Right.
So
everybody knows that.
It's not like flowering. It's just little seedlings, and I have little green.
Caitlin, you don't have to explain that. Everybody knows that except for you.
Thanks, Andrew.
Ha! Gotcha. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, and I like crafting things, and so I got one of those jewel crafting things where it's like you unroll this thing and it has a design on it, and you get it tells you what colored beads, what colored jewels to put where, and you stick them on.
Oh
there.
yeah, I think you're telling me about you're showing me. Is this is this a secret thing?
Is it a secret?
Like you're not supposed to tell people? Is this something you got as something for somebody else?
Oh, my mom. The first one I made, I gave to my mom.
Oh, you already did that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. That's what I was thinking of.
I made a small one. It was like a sunflower. It wasn't very big. It didn't take too terribly long, but it was fun. I got a big boy this time. It big. I got a Van Gogh Starry Night one. So it's going to be pretty cool. I already painted a Starry Night at like one of those like
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
Okay.
I think isn't it
Van Gogh.
I think it is Van Gogh though, or something weird like that. And we've all been saying it wrong, but who cares? We're Americans.
All I know is the episode of
Doctor Who.
Yes.
Don't they say Van Gogh on that?
Amy and something Van Gogh?
Yeah, is Amy? It was Amelia Pond, played by Karen something.
Not Kilgariff, because that's the wrong Karen.
Gillian?
Yes, Karen Gillian.
I always have trouble with that because there's I think it's Gillian Jacobs is the girl from Community who plays Britta.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then he still kills himself. That's sad.
Yeah, he did.
They're like, look at your work's gonna be remembered forever. He's like, oh, that's so amazing. Anyway, I'm gonna go back in time and still kill myself.
Maybe he's just overwhelmed by it all.
That's cool. Yeah,
he had trouble handling his emotions so much that he cut his own ear off. So
they go back in time again. They're like, oh man, it was us. We did this. It's our fault.
History will always play out the same.
And sometimes Agatha Christie has to deal with a giant wasp person. Who knows?
Yeah, that episode.
Doctor Who's fun.
I love Doctor
Who. What were we talking about? How did we get here?
What you been looking at?
You were doing the thing,
yeah. What else you been looking at?
Oh, not much.
There's something we both have been looking at.
We have. There is something I'm going to.
Oh yeah, tell me.
Godzilla and King Kong stuff, because that Godzilla Kong movie is coming out.
Who's famous in it?
Bryan Cranston's in the first one.
Whoa.
In the first Godzilla movie. I think he dies very early. I haven't seen it. I don't know.
Oh. So you're not really ruining it if you also don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And it just showed up on HBO Max.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
It had been on like TNT or something. So that was like a whole thing. Kong Skull Island is the second movie in that series. And it has Thomas Hiddleston and Samuel L. Jackson, I think, is in it. And I think... who is the other race car driver in that Will Ferrell movie?
Sacha Baron Cohen.
The one who is Will Ferrell's friend, but then he took his wife.
Oh,
something Riley?
John C. Reilly.
Yes. Yeah, I think he's in it.
He's a goofball.
Yeah, he's in Kong Skull Island. And then there's another Godzilla movie. So I got to watch all those before that Godzilla Kong movie comes out.
You do.
But maybe I'll get distracted by all the Godzilla movies that are already on HBO Max, like
just watch
Terror of Mechagodzilla.
Watch them in the order they were released, Andrew.
I might.
If it plays it that way, you don't really have a choice.
Mothra versus Godzilla.
Yeah, that one.
I think they have Rodan on there. I always wanted to watch that.
Nobody.
It's a big pterodactyl. Don't worry about it.
Okay. What else you been looking at?
Do you have anything else other than the thing we've been watching together?
No, let's talk about it.
In separate houses?
Yes.
Away from each other?
Because I just watched them yesterday, actually.
Yeah. Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the new Marvel show that we're going to be talking about until it finishes. What's next after this?
I assume Black Widow.
Movie, though, right?
You're right, but they're going to release it on streaming for like $30, that whole deal.
I'm not paying that. I'll wait I'll wait till it drops elsewhere.
It's like, hey, if you have kids, this is a great price. If you're a normal person who doesn't, it's not.
Don't just
great.
Wait 2 months and let it come out.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think what else. There's the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
I'm excited about that one.
That's not a series, is it? Is that a movie?
I think it's a movie, yes.
So that's going to come out eventually at some point.
Yeah.
Eternals. I don't even know.
There's a lot.
I do know, before we move on, Disney Plus, there is something I want to watch. That Mighty Ducks show they've started.
Barf.
I want to watch it.
John did too. He was like, no way.
It's reviewed well so far.
Huh. I'm good.
Did you ever watch those movies?
No, you boys can watch it. I have no
It is
interest.
very much a boys movie. Except then there's a girl in the second one, and she's a goalie. What? A girl? How can she play hockey? With the boys? That's crazy.
Yeah.
And she does a good job.
There you go. See? Stop it.
The first two I remember fondly. The third not as much.
Yeah.
I haven't watched them in a long time. But I bet they don't really hold up. But I'm sure there's lots of stuff where I'd be like, yes, my childhood. I feel it in my heart.
Yeah.
So I want to watch that. But that's the last thing I want to talk about before we go to Falcon and Winter Soldier. There's not much to talk about.
I don't know what to talk about. I mean, it's very much like, to me, it's like a Captain America flick.
It is very much like...
It just doesn't have Captain America. Not Steve Rogers, at least.
Oh, hey, let's say spoilers. We're going to do spoilers. Who cares?
Yeah.
That guy's in the trailers. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The guy who's like, I'm the new Captain America.
And I was like, you?
Yeah.
Although it is Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn's son in real life.
Yes. And they're like, he's not a super soldier in this.
No. Which is weird. I was like, well, then you can't be Captain America. Bye.
But Falcon's not a super soldier either, so...
Yet.
Well, I wonder if stuff's going to not go well.
Oh, with new Captain America?
For like the team, and then the new Captain America and maybe Battlestar are going to go to the Power Broker. Because the Power Broker, they mentioned Power Broker in that second episode. In the second episode, when the Flag Smasher people are running away on that plane.
Yeah.
That group that goes and kills that dude who's like, I'll hold them off, and then he just gets shot real quick without
fast.
doing anything.
Real fast.
The Power Broker gives people superpowers. So I wonder if it's... And he gave them to those people, and they were like...
He's a super villain.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's usually... Well, sometimes it's a person, sometimes it's an organization. It's not important.
Okay.
We'll see what they do.
Hydra?
It could be Hydra connected. Mm-hmm. We don't know. But... that whole group of Flag Smashers, they're all super soldiers.
Yeah.
So they probably got it from the Power Broker. And he's like, pay me my money, or you got to go do the thing that I said to do, or else. So there's something there probably. But I'm thinking like maybe this version of this new Captain America and his sidekick are going to get their butts kicked.
Oh, for sure.
And they're going to be like, this Power Broker guy, he can give us powers. He can make us super soldiers.
Because they're not super soldiers either.
And that's how they go bad in some way. And maybe it's sort of like the deal with the super soldier serum that they had in Captain America, that first one. It expanded upon your like personality or whatever. So like Captain America, Steve Rogers, he's like, I'm a good old guy. And then he became a super good guy. Whereas Red Skull, he took it. He was already evil and a Nazi.
Yeah.
So he became super evil Nazi guy with a red skull.
Well, explain to me, I don't understand this, why he was the entity where the Soul Stone was. Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
He got shot into space at the end of Captain America 1.
Yeah, but
so I guess that's where he went.
Yeah, but why?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I don't control space.
Well, I didn't know if it said something in the comics that I wasn't aware of.
I don't even know if he was there in the equivalent of for the comics.
I'm gonna have to do some research on that
because they change a lot of stuff from the comics.
Yeah.
Honestly,
yeah.
If you're smart about it, people will be like, "That's a good change and makes sense for this movie." And if you're bad about it, you're like,
"Don't change anything."
Why did Batman machine gun those people to death? That's not very Batman of him.
Let's not talk about it. Don't acknowledge it. Don't look at it.
Why did Superman murder the mess out of that guy? That seems like a bad thing that Superman would do.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like Superman.
No. Anyway, yeah. That's about it. I'm pretty sure I liked the memes. I didn't understand them. The memes of the new Captain America. It's like when you order Captain America from Wish or something like that, and you get this guy.
I'm really curious to see how his character arc goes because he seems like a decent enough guy.
No, he's gonna go bad.
But maybe he goes bad for some reason.
And I think Sam will be the new Captain America.
Maybe he goes bad because Sam and Bucky are jerks to him all the time.
He's a big boy. He should be able to handle it. But when he's like, either help me or leave us alone at the end of the last episode. So it's like, well, you're kind of a douchebag, so you're probably going to end up bad.
I mean, still.
I get it. I get it.
But it does seem like something like Sam and Bucky would say as well.
But I don't
they would be like, you going to help us do the thing or not?
That's true.
Then we're going to go do our own thing, except not together because we don't even like each other. But we have to do it together because we're Sam and Bucky, and it's the thing.
It's a thing we do.
It's like a buddy cop movie, and there's the buddy cops who are friends over there, and we're the buddy cops who hate each other. And we even have this therapy scene. Like
that was funny.
From like a buddy cop movie.
I liked, well, actually it was really sad. It made me like emotional where he's like being friends with the guy he murdered, his dad. And his dad's like, I miss my son. My son, like when he looked over at the mochi and was like, he always liked the red bean mochi. And then it clicked. I was like, oh no, he's the guy. He murdered his son. Oh, and then he goes to try to tell him, and he just can't. He just can't face him.
It would not make things better to tell him. Honestly, would that make it better? Like,
no.
Hello, old man that I've befriended. I murdered your son.
Yeah, just
like how that old man would be like, "We'll never come here again. I hate you, and you betrayed my trust."
And
like,
it'll make his life worse.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know. What do you do? But it's morally right to tell them. Yeah,
in that situation,
it's a tough one. Where do you do? And that's why Bucky's struggling. I think it's great that Bucky's in therapy, by the way. And I think
even though he's kind of dickish in the therapy.
But she can handle it. She's tough, and she understands why he's being dickish. She's ex-army, and she knows that Bucky is ex-military and did things he regrets, and she probably works with PTSD and soldiers and things like that, and so she gets it. She knows. So she knows that Bucky can handle it, and she can handle it too because she did the same. She's done some of the same things.
I think she even mentions that she worked with the new Captain America at some point.
Oh, really?
I think she says something like that.
What's his name? Jack Wilson?
Jack something.
Something like that.
White man something or another. Yeah. I don't know.
100%.
I don't remember. He does this terrible thing where he smiles without opening his mouth, like show his teeth, which always makes somebody look gooby to me.
Well, and of course, Kurt Russell's his dad. Is that Kurt Russell? Yeah, Kurt Russell's his dad.
Yes.
And
yes.
Was Kurt Russell in Guardians of the Galaxy too?
Yes, he was Ego.
Okay, very good. Yes, Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell's dad, and Kurt Russell has kind of a prominent chin, kind of a little bit of an underbite chin, and so this guy does too, IRL. And so when he smiles, he just looks gooby.
I can't tell if part of it is the helmet he wears because his ears stick out a bunch,
and his chin comes underneath it. It's an unflattering mask.
But I'm telling you, the smiling without opening his mouth, that because that's when he first shows up.
That's what villains do.
He like smiles without opening his mouth, so he's just like, and he's got his ears sticking out, and so he just looks like
he's a goober,
flipping goober. Yeah.
It's
don't do that. Yeah, I'm curious to see where this goes. It's good, and again, like I assume they filmed this at the volume which they created for Mandalorian, which is instead of having like just a green screen or blue screen, they still use that stuff. Mm-hmm. They have like the screen of LEDs.
Cool.
That shows like video. So like,
sorry about that.
So like, it's really good for the actors because they can sort of see what they're reacting to. Mm-hmm. And also the lighting is also good instead of having to correct the lighting, which is the thing they have to do if there's like blue screen, green screen stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because the light will reflect.
Gotcha.
It's kind of interesting. I saw that mostly in like behind the scenes stuff about Mandalorian. Mm-hmm. And I think they're using that for all the the Marvel and future Star Wars stuff.
That'd be cool. That's cool.
I watched the behind the scenes thing of Mandalorian season 2. They only have like one episode instead of 9.
You like it?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. No. There's a part where Ming-Na Wen, that's her name. She was the original Mulan voice.
Yeah.
She plays Fennec Shand in Mandalorian.
Yes,
she was talking about the episode when her and Boba Fett kill a bunch of stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And she was like, that was such a clearly like, we went out into the California desert episode, and she was like, I was desperate to go back to the volume because there's no snakes or anything to worry about like there was out in out in like the countryside.
That's funny.
So yeah, I don't know what to talk about this show because
yeah.
I mean it's good, but it isn't like
there's nothing to like try to figure out. It's like the question is, Who's the bad guy?
Who are the Flag Smashers? What's going to be Zemo's deal? Because they're going to go see Zemo at the end of episode 2.
Yeah.
And he was the main bad guy of Civil War.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was that guy who was like, I'm going to read off these words, and now the Winter Soldier is going to go crazy and kill people.
Yeah.
And then there's like the Flag Smashers, but they're clearly not the main villains because there's villains after them who are more powerful than they are.
Yeah.
So what's
What's
going to
the
happen
deal?
there?
What's the deal?
So there's plenty of mystery and stuff, but it's not the same as WandaVision where it's like,
what the heck is happening?
Where there everything felt like you needed to analyze it.
100%. Yes.
This is straight up just like action movie with like mystery elements. I don't know.
Right. Yes.
But,
yeah.
So
yeah.
But I'm enjoying it so far.
So far it's fine. Yeah, it's good. I think
that's all I got.
That's all I got. Yep.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat. Can you believe it?
Okay, guys.
Oh man, there's this fatality.
Stop.
Oh, there's a part where a guy takes a croquet bat and he hits a person.
Guys,
he hits a person's head and it shoots out their back.
That's weird.
With a croquet bat mallet. Yeah, it's wild.
Okay. Can't wait for that. In the meantime,
hopefully that's in one of the movies. Hopefully this movie does really well and they can do that in a future movie.
Please, Lord, let it fail.
Oh.
Okay, guys. But I hope Andrew likes it. How about that?
But if I like it, nobody else likes it, then they won't make any more. And I want them to make more if I like it.
Well, you can't have everything you want.
Caitlin's a bad friend.
Only sometimes.
Or as I said to her recently, I said, I have the friends I deserve.
Yeah, that's right.
Interpret that how you feel.
I feel you're probably right. Yeah, that's probably about right. Yeah. But anyways, guys, hey, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for seeing us again this week. We have been Paint the Town Dead. I'm Caitlin. That's Andrew. We drop episodes every Tuesday unless things happen that are my fault. And you can catch us on Facebook at Paint the Town Dead. You can catch us on Instagram at Paint the Town Dead, all one word. You can catch us on Twitter at PTTDpod. And you can email us at pttdpod@gmail.com. Please feel free to subscribe on anything you can, like anything you can, comment on anything you can, share anything you can, and rate anything you can 5 stars. All those interactions help us out, and we greatly appreciate it. So we'll see you again next Tuesday with a new story. Until then, have a wonderful week.
I'm trying to figure out how to end this. You know how in Mortal Kombat they're like, finish them or fatality.
Finish it.
Guess how I'm going to finish this? Friendship.